One of the tricky things is I'm from the north, I'm from Newcastle, and I have to do a Louisiana accent.
Oh.
And that's where you're from.
Yeah.
Would you mind reading a couple of lines for me? Right?
Yes.
In the Louisiana accent?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's Louis brought his new girlfriend over, and the next thing my rubbish writing, see if you can see it. So I can just hear it and see if I'm going to be able to get the accent.
Louis brought his new girlfriend over, and the nicest thing I can say about her is that all of her tattoos are spelled correctly.
Okay. Louis brought his new girlfriend over, and the nicest thing I can say about her is that she had all of her tattoos spelled correctly. Is that ish?
Yeah.
Okay, now you try this, Geordie. You have to say, stick a rubber hose up your nose. You have to say this, stick a rubber hose up your nose.
Stick a rubber holes up your nose.
Brilliant. You're now on a way, Geordie.
Okay.
And as well,
Say no. 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 No.
And everybody thinks I'm the mean one.
it's Britney, bitch.
Okay, call me crazy, but I've been trying to decode one of Britney Spears' latest Instagram posts. So she posted this Scrabble board, and the caption says, "Can you find a word that isn't actually a word? Sometimes it's fun to make ones up." So I instantly started looking for all the words I could find, and I found a bunch of them. There's veil, pine, arise, and there's also a bunch of words that they don't look like they spell anything, but if you read them backwards, they do spell things, like quit, there's dogma, vapor, lamp, and a bunch of other ones. There were only 2 words I could find that don't spell anything, either frontwards or backwards, and those words were aberv and so dumb. So I thought, what would happen if I unscrambled those? And I love a good word jumble, so I unjumbled them, and watch my next video if you want to see what I found.
On our first date, he told me he didn't want kids.
Cause after all this time, I'm still into you. I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you.
Comments, and the first main question that you guys ask me is, what's my favorite holiday? My favorite holiday is probably Halloween, just because I love getting dressed up, I love the candy, and I love scaring people. My favorite subject in school was history. My favorite designer is Tom Ford. My favorite restaurant is Mastro's, just because I love a steak and baked potatoes. And my favorite book, very good question, is probably A Good Woman by Danielle Steele. So,
Accent Challenge, Britney Spears edition. Number 1 we got at number 2 we got oops. At number 3 we got At number 4 we got
7, 8. Moving on the club, pop, pop. Gonna touch it up, pop, pop. Gonna touch it up, pop, pop. Gonna touch it up, down. Moving on to the club, look. All eyes on us, pop. All eyes on us, pop, look. All eyes on us. Nice.
punish me or something. 3 days later, after I said no to Vegas, my therapist sat me down in a room and said he had a million phone calls about how I was not cooperating in rehearsals and I haven't been taking my medication. All of this was false. He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to. You can go mentally impaired if you take too much, if you stay on it longer than 5 months. But he put me on that and I felt drunk. I really couldn't even take up for myself. I couldn't even have a conversation with my mom or dad really about anything. I told them I was scared and my doctor had me on 6 different nurses with this new medication come to my home, stay with me, to monitor me on this new medication, which I never wanted to be on to begin with.
Oh my God. Tomorrow on June 23rd, Britney Spears will be directly addressing the courts, but we got some crazy news today, you guys. It's been revealed that Britney has been quietly pushing to end her conservatorship for years, and the details of her conservatorship came to light through some documents obtained by the New York Times, and it's literally bananas. Everything from not being able to stay in her cabinets without permission, not being able to make new friends without permission, not being able to offer an energy drink to somebody in her team without permission. We caught glimpses of this whole friendship thing when Iggy Azalea was in an interview and talked about meeting up with Britney Spears once and how weird it was because her whole team had to like search her house and it was this whole thing. She's been in the conservatorship for 13 years and apparently Jamie Spears said she was a racehorse that needed to be dealt with like one. And according to the Times, her father can be impulsive, controlling, and prone to substance abuse himself. She wasn't allowed to repaint her kitchen cabinets because it cost too much money. She gets $2,000.
Carlos, get in the car. Follow. Get in the car, Carlos. Joe, get closer. Get closer.
Just open the door, baby. Just pull the thing open.
Get.
You guys, today this famous movie star, Rose McGowan, said that Britney Spears is being trafficked. I decided to do some of my own digging, so I went to her Instagram and I cracked some codes. Britney posted this picture on her Instagram saying, if I were a rabbit, where would I put my gloves? I remember the term follow the white rabbit from something that has to do with pedophilia, so I looked it up. Pedophilia and sex slaves in Hollywood. And then if you notice on her Instagram, she's always getting these weird photo shoots taken by these people. Her caption says, red used to be my favorite color, but now with pink involved, I think hot pink may be my new favorite. Makes no sense. So I looked up the symbolism for hot pink. Sexual advertisements and such. It's also weird how they make her wear these weird collars that look like sex slave collars. This is what her nail polish looks like. And her extensions are literally falling out of her head. This girl needs our help, for real.
Britney Spears just went live on her Instagram story talking about how she's worn the same outfit 17 times, and I'm terrified because she actually looks like hell, and I'm seriously thinking that it's going to be deleted in like the next 10 minutes. So here it is. I recorded it and you can hear it, and it's crazy. And I feel like a mix of really, really, really bad for her because of everything that she's going through, and also a lot of confusion because it seems like they're forcing her to take a lot of drugs. Her mental health seems really, really bad, and she just seems super anxious and high in these videos. So here we go, let's watch it.
Okay, so a lot of people have been saying that a lot of my posts are not new, but they're old. But just to let you guys know, none of my pictures or posts are more than a month old. Yes, I know I did wear the same top 17 times, but it's for a Project Rose. And you will be seeing way more of Project Rose.
Britney Spears addressed the court today, and she had a lot to say in her 24-minute statement. She said she was speaking to open court because she wants the world to hear. She told the judge this conservatorship she's been in for almost 13 years, it needs to end. She says she hasn't been back to court in a long time because the last time she was there, she doesn't feel like she was listened to on any level. The 2018 tour, she says she was forced to do that, threatened with legal repercussions if she didn't, and so she only agreed to it out of fear. After the tour, the Vegas show starts. She gets no break. She's rehearsing 4 days a week, and she feels like she can't say no. If she said no to anything, management would rat her out to her therapist. They were like buddy, and then her therapist would bring it up in sessions like, I hear you're not cooperating. And then they would also say lies like Britney's not taking her medication, which actually wasn't even true. Britney said she was taking her medication. So her therapist says, they say you're not cooperating. The very next day, she has her medication changed. She gets put on lithium. She says it's so strong that she feels like she's drunk. She can't even carry a conversation. Plus, 6 nurses had to be with her at all times on these new meds. And she had to be like tested to see her kids, you know, like that she was taking her meds. She tells her dad about it and he acted surprised. Well, it turns out he was the one that had to sign off on this. So her family did not have her back at all. Then she's given this extensive psych test. Her dad's like, you failed it, so you have to go to this rehab. It cost Britney $60,000 a month. They took all of her possessions from her. She could never be alone. Like, even when she got dressed, she had to get naked in front of these people. And she said of her father, the control he had over someone as powerful as me, he loved the control to hurt his own daughter. 1000% he loved it. She said it's not fair that her family gets to sit down and do interviews and talk about her, but she doesn't get to talk about herself. She's not allowed to have friends either. She met someone in AA. She was seeing them multiple times a week for 2 years, but she can't hang out with them, and they only lived 8 minutes from her. She said her boyfriend is not allowed to drive her in his car. She wants to get married, have another baby, but she's not allowed. She has an IUD, but her team won't allow for it to be taken out. Britney says, I deserve the same rights as everybody else. She says, I've lied. I told the world I'm okay, I'm happy. I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. I'm telling you the truth now, okay? I am not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry it's insane. I'm depressed. I cry every day. She says it makes no sense for the state of California to sit back and watch her make a living for so many people, pay so many people, but then to be told, I'm not good enough. She wants this conservatorship to end. She wants the world to know, and she's done keeping her mouth shut. She's talking now.
So I have a request for a drink.
Okay.
Okay, so do you know who Addison Rae is?
No.
Okay, do you know who Britney Spears is?
I do, yes.
Okay, can you make a drink inspired off of Britney Spears?
I mean, what do you mean?
Oh, like just think of Britney Spears and like what she would drink at Starbucks.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh my God, that was so uncomfortable. In 2021, who doesn't know who Addison Rae is? So that's why I asked about Britney Spears, because, you know, she's the next closest thing. They just gave me a pink drink. I've actually never tried one of these before, so this is actually going to be really exciting. Well, Miss Britney, this is for you. I love you so much. Free Britney. Mmm.